Hi, welcome to Cosmic Mirror. I hope that you enjoy everything that I have around. Aesthetics are very important to me, so I hope it's a fun website experience. I'm Brooke Flores. Cosmic Mirror is my baby, my everything. She's my wonderkind. I actually created her shortly after my spiritual awakening, which I'm sure is probably a reason why you're here. Cosmic Mirror offers tarot, astrology, as well as spiritual awakening coaching, as well as any channeling for psychic mediumship that you need help with. I can help you connect to your higher self, receive any divine inspiration that you might need to, so we can kind of just walk through any hurdles you have, and the information just kind of trickles on down from there. It's pretty organic. It's very conversational. I'm more of a conversational channeler. This is actually a gift that I had since I was a little kid. People would weirdly vent to me, older family members, and I would just have this weird arcane knowledge and knowing of things and answers for them to treat ailments, what was really going on, the potentiality of an outcome of a situation. I just kind of always knew things, and it used to freak everyone out and myself. And so with that, I hid my gifts away out of trying to stay safe. And it wasn't until my spiritual awakening after my Saturn return was occurring around the pandemic, and I opened back up to my gifts. I just gave whatever energies were around me. I could sense that I was kind of being watched and followed. I just gave them carte blanche to help me unlock my gifts. And I was then sent into an 8-month downward spiral. It was a pretty traumatic dark night of the soul. They say that the greater the gifts, the more intense the awakening. And so I had a lot of gifts that I had to rediscover, unpack, learn, as well as really decondition some of the programming that was instilled in me at such a young age, which I feel like a lot of us are really experiencing. My take is that we're not really trying to become who we're meant to be. We're actually trying to remember, which is why I think that children and pets especially are just so connected, and they sense things before we do. And it's because they don't have so much of the societal programming that's kind of limiting and blocking, what their senses are really trying to communicate to them. Now, something that is really, I guess, interesting about what I offer and the way that I work is that I actually had a very high power career, driven analytical, logical state of mind and being. I worked with incredible CEOs, power players in New York City, LA, all over the world, working with really great world leaders and executives, as well as some really great up and coming brands. I understand that the logistical and scientific mind really wants to take a hold and rationalize everything. And that is actually part of the process. I completely agree that we have to understand the mundane and we have to understand the material world in order for it to make sense on the esoteric and spiritual plane. You cannot just wish for water. There has to be some tangible steps that you need to take to be able to get yourself up off the ground from crying and go find fresh water to then replenish yourself. That is the kind of approach I take. I love to bridge the gap between, the higher realms and, the lower realms, and try to find a way where we can meet in the middle. And this is something that I work so heavily with my clients on. I offer this because this is actually something that I wish was offered to me or found at a more appropriate price range. I think that I understand spiritual leaders need to make a living, but for some people who just genuinely want to know what is going on with their body, why do they feel this way? Why do they want to quit their job suddenly and just travel the world and go live with nobody? Why do they feel so energetically tired and sensitive? Why are they suddenly breaking out from foods that they've had since they were a little kid, but now they don't know where that is coming from? These are all questions that point to you are ascending to a higher level of consciousness. It could just be you're just genuinely upgrading your body and your cells, and they're ready to purge. And so there needs to be a process for that, a decalcification. And there's also another component where your body is actually maybe seeking more from you. Your higher self is saying you probably have these really wonderful latent gifts. And for you to get to that stepping stone, we need to rid yourself of anything that was toxic beforehand. So, and in addition to, yes, we can absolutely do a tarot reading. I love a tarot reading. We can do your astrology chart. I also offer that a very different and unique way as well, which I will get into. But if you are truly looking for answers on what is going on with your body, what is going on with your energy, why do you feel so tired all of a sudden? Why do you suddenly not find joy in the things that you used to? Why do you have all of these like wonderful business ideas or these big like overreaching goals, but you don't feel like you can really conceptualize or see the forest through the trees? This is actually a lot of purging energetic blockages that are waiting to be unearthed from you, and for you to really pay attention and to do the work, it needs to start breaking down your body while detoxifying it. So this is something that we will work through together. This is an ongoing practice that you and I can kind of set up our own situation. We can go through different energetic healing modalities. We can go through self-healing modalities. But really what I found so comforting in my journey was just having someone to listen and talk to and connect with my guides and tell me what is going on. Like, why do I feel this way? What is the truth of the matter? Now, for astrology readings, this is also very interesting, and why I offer them at a different. My astrology readings are also very unique. Everyone tells me that, and I know that. So I actually learned astrology at a very young age in order to learn English. I had a speech impediment, I had a stutter, and I had a very intense lisp. And so Saturn is actually in my third house, which rules communication. Saturn is a planet of all about hard work and discipline. At first you reach the hard work and discipline, and then after you've mastered whatever Saturn is trying to teach you, you then learn a sense of skills and mastery over it and compensation. I overcame my speech impediment by learning to study the logic of the stars, and I now get paid for it. So there's a little bit of some truth in the matter there. What I like to offer, again, is a little bit more of a material and tangible approach to that. We will look at, yes, of course, the everyday, what's your personality like, but I also work with gods, goddesses, and deities. I look into talent, asteroids. I really like to study the degree theory and go into a little bit more of the scientific approach of astrology itself. Again, we are blending the mundane and the material world with the spiritual world, with the cosmic consciousness, if you will. We can talk all day and pick up the intuitive approach to everything on why something is the way it is. But for some of us who have really deeply embedded old belief systems that we need to see something in order to believe it, I am your girl for that. I study this. I am not trying to change your mind. I'm trying to have you look at astrology, tarot, mysticism, spiritual ascension in a way that makes sense for you. So in a way, I'm really trying to meet you where you already are so that we can slowly but surely get your belief system and your nervous system to kind of get to a place where it's relaxed and it's able to really fully trust and feel like, okay, I can take this in. It's not totally woo-woo and it's not going to totally turn me off. I like to try to ease my clients into it because it is quite a lot of information and it can be quite daunting. So without further ado, please reach out to me if you have any questions. I do hope to connect with you guys. This is, again, just something I'm so passionate about. It's also, once you realize too that you're awakening to your higher self and gifts, you realize that you don't really want to fit into one mold. So we will probably talk about that too. You don't have to just be a high-ranking executive. You could also probably host, retreats on your own at one point. Spirituality is wonderful and it's such an important part of my life, but I also utilize spirituality in so many different other facets of my life and other jobs and career under like creative avenues and creative works that I do. So I hope that once you and I work together, we can also uncover what else lights you up and what else you want to shine your light on and help others with. So reach out to me. Thank you again and take a look around.